The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene, and it is a Monday morning. It's time for overreactions from last night. Tampa Bay Buccaneers suck, and it's over. It's over. Defense sucks. Tom Brady sucks. We should have scored 48 points last night.
Well, you didn't.
Overreaction.
Well, you didn't. So there's that.
Kevin Vick, I agree with what he said in the comments. It's hard to light the cannons with wet fuses.
God, that was gross. It was. I mean, it was raining like a motherfucker. It was awful.
It was the worst. We had built it up to such a crescendo that it never could live up to what we had in our minds. Ugh.
I mean, the good thing is that at least the commercials were good.
The commercials.
I mean,
were good.
the Adele commercial was fantastic. I mean, that's about as good of a branding as you could ever have. And then the game was a loop sandwich.
What did you said? You told us this morning that the NBC spent $175,000 to use the Adele song.
That was the report I saw. Was they spent $175,000 to run that commercial 4 times. And everything else was social media advertising.
Right.
They went, that's fine.
That's fine.
Who gives a shit? It's just money. Who cares?
I mean, when you got FU money like all of the networks do, why not? Why not throw it?
It is.
Night football. It was absolutely gross, and I was asleep in the second. It was just not as I wanted it to be, and. Anyway, we'll get into that. Yesterday, though, overall, did you feel like it was a pretty good day? Looking back at our picks in the Beat the Chiefs segment, I feel pretty good about it. I think I gained a game on both of you again, which is strange. But that's the NFL season. We all thought Washington was going to beat the Falcons. Not that. Was it? We all thought that the Lions were going to beat the Bears.
I didn't.
That didn't happen. You had them outright?
I had the Bears. We do pick this on air.
Right.
Yeah, and you both called me crazy, and I was right.
We called you crazy. Justin Fields turned it around. What can you say?
Well, I mean, that's the thing you have to know about rookies is that they're going to improve.
Hey, speaking of improving rookies, how about that Zach Wilson?
We stole victory from the clutches of defeat.
Jeremy's got to win. Let's all remember.
By the way, I'm
day.
well aware there's buffering. I'm trying to fix it.
Oh no. All right. Well, Jeremy will work on that.
I'm working on it as we're speaking.
As we roll through here, let's talk about the greatest hits. First off, Sportsocracy. Greatest hits from yesterday. All guys that went nanners that we told you were going to be big days. The first, you got to give it up. We told you it was coming. 13 yards in week 2, 50-something in week 3. 3 touchdowns, 186 yards. I feel like that's a pretty damn when your wide receiver can finish off as the number 1 player in fantasy football. And then give props to old Floster too for Patrick. You just kind of threw it aside yesterday. Like, I'd be surprised to see Patrick Mahomes go for 5 touchdowns.
Well, he
Guess
did.
what happened?
Yeah, that's what he did.
Sorry, I got to turn down the TV. The echo's bothering me. We're still figuring things out here in the new Wicked Weed studio. Of course, check out our .com. Drink different. Well, yesterday. On some occasions, like I said, Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, also on the greatest hits list. Full credit for Cordero Patterson. I tried to tell you, I think this is going to keep happening. Nobody yet has figured out how to defend Cordero Patterson. 3 touchdowns yesterday for the Atlanta Falcons. 5 catches for 82 yards. Did you think that you would get to a point in the season where you go, the most reliable receiver for Matt Ryan is Cordero Patterson?
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. That one was news to me.
Right. Also ran for another 34 yards. Your Mike Davis was okay. He wasn't Cordero Patterson.
No, Cordero Patterson was the one you wanted.
Mike Davis still got you 10 fantasy points. So, I mean, I guess it's a little tiny victory and a little tiny tick mark in the win column for old Flostradamus. Sam Darnold. I'm going to continue to say Sam Darnold.
You mean the leading touchdown rusher in the NFL?
Yes. 5 touchdowns now total on the year rushing for Sam Darnold. 4 total touchdowns yesterday against the Dallas Cowboys. I wasn't that taken aback by what happened against the Cowboys. Cowboys were in as much of a, prove it spot as the Carolina Panthers were. Are there things to work on with the Panthers? Yes, there are things to work on. But I thought, for the most part, it was an entertaining game. You're chasing your tail most of the time, kiddies, but...
Rob Johnson said, I bet nobody picked the Giants either. Correct.
Correct.
And I still don't understand that. Let's try that again. I think we're back on now. I think.
Are we back on?
I don't know. Officiating in the NFL is just back.
About the hit the thing.
He stood straight.
Not how this works.
Well, they called that back.
Tyreek Hill touchdown call.